In the early hours of February the 28th, 1997, the sun rose over Los Angeles, casting its golden light on the sprawling city. North Hollywood, a quiet suburban neighborhood, was just beginning to stir. Parents dropped their kids off at school, commuters headed to work, and the Bank of America branch on Laurel Canyon Boulevard opened its doors for another routine day of business. But beneath the surface of this ordinary morning, a storm was brewing. One that would forever change the way law enforcement and the public viewed bank robberies. Larry Phillips Jr. and Emil were not your average criminals. They were methodical, ruthless, and heavily armed. Over the course of several months, they had meticulously planned a heist that would shock the nation. Their target, the Bank of America. Their goal, to walk away with millions. But what began as a calculated robbery quickly spiraled into one of the most violent confrontations in U.S. history. A 44-minute gun battle that would leave the streets of North Hollywood littered with shell casings. This is the story of the North Hollywood bank heist, a tale of ambition, desperation, and the thin line between order and chaos. It is a story of two men who believed they were untouchable. The police officers, who stood in their way, and the ordinary citizens caught in the crossfire. It is a story that would expose the vulnerabilities of law enforcement, spark nationwide reforms, and leave an indelible mark on the history of Los Angeles. As we delve into the events of that day, we will explore the robbers' meticulous preparation, the bravery of the officers who responded, and the harrowing moments that unfolded on the streets of North Hollywood. This is not just a story of a bank robbery. It is a story of survival, heroism, and the enduring resilience of a community. Phillips and Emil spent weeks surveilling potential targets. They chose the Bank of America branch on Laurel Canyon Boulevard because of its location and perceived vulnerabilities. The bank was situated in a busy commercial area, which they believed would provide cover for their escape. They also noted the bank's security measures, including the number of guards, the layout of the vault, and the timing of cash deliveries. The robbers conducted multiple reconnaissance missions, often posing as customers to study the bank's routines and security protocols. The duo knew they would need superior firepower to overpower any resistance. They began stockpiling weapons, including AK-47 rifles, modified for fully automatic fire, Heckler and Koch HK-91 rifles, semi-automatic rifles with high accuracy, Bushmaster XM15 rifles, lightweight and easy to handle, Beretta 92FS pistols, for close quarters combat. They also crafted homemade body armor using steel plates and fiberglass, designed to withstand standard police ammunition. The armor covered their torsos, arms, and legs, making them nearly invulnerable to handgun fire. Emil, a skilled technician, modified the weapons to fire armor-piercing rounds, ensuring they could penetrate police vests. Phillips and Emil conducted regular training sessions to hone their skills. They practiced shooting, tactical maneuvers, and emergency protocols. They also studied police response times and tactics, anticipating how law enforcement would react to a bank robbery. The robbers used abandoned warehouses and remote areas for their training, ensuring they remained undetected. In the days leading up to the heist, Phillips and Emil finalized their plans. They acquired a white Chevrolet Celebrity for their getaway vehicle, which they parked near the bank. They also prepared duffel bags for the cash and mapped out multiple escape routes. The night before the heist, the robbers reviewed their plans one last time, ensuring every detail was in place. At exactly 9:17 a.m. on February the 28th, 1997, Phillips and Emil entered the bank, their AK-47s and HK-91 rifles raised. They fired into the ceiling, shattering the comm and sending customers and employees diving for cover. The robbers moved with precision, shouting orders and herding everyone to the ground. Phillips guarded the entrance, his weapon trained on the hostages, while Emil forced the bank manager to open the vault. At 9:25 a.m., Phillips and Emil began their escape, but the streets of North Hollywood were no longer safe. Civilians screamed and ran for cover as the robbers fired indiscriminately. their bullets tearing through cars and storefronts. Phillips advanced down Laurel Canyon Boulevard, using his AK-47 to suppress police fire. His body armor deflected multiple shots, making him seem almost invincible. Emil, however, was less fortunate. He was hit in the leg by police fire, slowing him down and forcing him to limp behind Phillips. At 9:30, realizing they were trapped, the robbers commandeered a white pickup truck parked nearby. Phillips used the vehicle as a mobile shield, firing at officers while Emil struggled to keep up. Officer Steve Gomez and Officer James Sporovin engaged the robbers from behind parked cars, but their handguns were ineffective against the robbers' armor. The officers focused on evacuating civilians and calling for SWAT support. At 9:40, the lapped SWAT team arrived on the scene, bringing with them heavier weapons and tactical gear. Among them was Officer John Caparelli, a sniper who took up a position overlooking the street. Caparelli targeted Phillips, waiting for a clear shot. Meanwhile, other SWAT officers began to surround the robbers, cutting off their escape routes. At 9:50, Caparelli's patience paid off. He fired a single shot, hitting Phillips in the hand and causing him to drop his AK-47. Phillips drew a pistol and continued firing, but the SWAT team closed in. A second shot from Caparelli struck Phillips in the chest, penetrating his armor. Phillips collapsed in the middle of the street, his reign of terror finally over. At 9:55, Emil, now alone and severely wounded, hijacked another vehicle in a desperate attempt to escape. He drove a short distance before being cornered by Officer Charles Ellis and Officer James Sporovin. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, Emil refused to surrender. He raised his weapon, prompting the officers to open fire. Emil was hit multiple times and pronounced dead at the scene. The North Hollywood shootout exposed critical flaws in police preparedness. In the aftermath, the LAPD and other law enforcement agencies across the country began equipping officers with rifles and more effective body armor. Training for active shooter situations became standard, ensuring that officers would never again be so outgunned. The officers who responded to the scene were hailed as heroes. Their bravery in the face of overwhelming odds saved countless lives and prevented an even greater tragedy. The North Hollywood heist remains a stark reminder of the dangers of armed crime and the resilience of those who stand against it. Thank you for joining us on this gripping journey through one of the most dramatic events in modern crime history, the North Hollywood bank heist. We hope this detailed account shed light on the meticulous planning, the intense confrontations, and the bravery of those who stood against chaos. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, please like and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into historical events, true crime stories, and tales of heroism. Your support helps us bring more compelling content to life. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let us know in the comments below, what part of the North Hollywood heist shocked or intrigued you the most? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay safe.